Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Comfycast, episode 29. I'm Reddish Blues, your sickly host this month. Welcome to our video game podcast. I actually am sick, guys. I'm joined by Mr. Hoot.
Welcome to Sicklycast.
Poondunkus.
Boom, it's me.
And Varia.
You could have asked me to do it, you know.
Oh, Varia, please start this. Please start this episode, Varia. Give me that energy, boy.
I don't have it right now. I'm sorry.
I'm raising my hands.
Well, anyways, this is episode 29, guys. This is for the month of November, unless we start doing this again more frequently or something. We're here to talk about video games, and anime. No, video games. We had some stuff happen, like Paris Games Week and other video games that came out that we want to talk about. So let's get into what we've been playing since our last episode. Who wants to talk first? Please, anyone. My throat hurts.
I've been playing, directly after we recorded the last one, Cuphead came out. And I maxed on that, and that game was extremely fun. And basically everything that, all the praises you've heard about it are true. And
is it like Dark Souls?
Yes, it's basically Dark Souls, but with a anime style, is how we would describe Cuphead. No.
Cancel this podcast.
So Cuphead. Well, I've heard it was good. I played a couple levels.
Mm-hmm. Did anyone get to try the co-op at all?
I've tried co-op, and that is not easy. In fact, I would say it's quite harder in co-op.
It's a clusterfuck.
Even though your buddy can, revive you if you die?
Yeah, if he can see you.
On
the screen, chaos.
Or he can get to you, I suppose. If you die in the corner, it's like, you can't even get over there.
Yeah, plus each time you die, you go up a little bit faster.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
So after the third time, it gets super hard. And yeah, the thing is,
out.
You're more distracted by the presence of your co-op partner than when you're playing alone. So
that's kind of
does it buff the boss's HP for co-op?
I think slightly. I'm not sure.
Okay.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean like the Borderlands, the enemies of Pandora grow stronger?
Well, I mean, because otherwise, if you're playing two people, I feel like a lot of the bosses would just go down in seconds. Just because
I feel they've been buffed
output,
because
so they must be somewhat.
I feel they've been buffed because the bosses don't seem like they go down a bit faster, but not that much faster that I feel that they have the same amount of HP as if you are solo.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if both of you guys did your super at once, then that would just be like half of a health bar right there, and you could skip two phases of some bosses. So I think one of the really cool things, like the little things that people don't talk about a whole lot that I liked about the game was when the bosses don't have a health bar, which I think is good because it makes it more tense in some ways. You're always thinking about man, I gotta stay alive. You're never in that oh, he's got one more sliver, I don't care, I'll just finish him off. And sometimes you want that in a game, but sometimes there is more of a thrill to just
keep it in a mystery
second.
Or something.
There might be more. And sometimes also you get lulled into a full sense of security. I know that has screwed me over on Dark Souls a lot, actual Dark Souls, by being oh, he'll just one more attack, right? And I just get too greedy and die for it. But then after you beat the boss, after you die to the boss, it shows you a little flag thing showing you how far you got and where the phases are. And I think that's a really nice way of doing it, that even when you die, you can kind of see oh, look, I was getting further, or oh, if I just kept a little bit more, I could have pushed him into the next phase.
I think it's super
whatever.
smart because it forces the player to like pay attention to what the boss is doing, because you're just trying to survive, and you don't know when you're going to kill him or not. So it's really you're more looking at patterns than you are looking at a life bar.
So
I think that was really cool.
In that way, it actually reminds me a little bit of like Toho, actually, where it's more about just dodging and staying alive than actually concentrating on getting your firepower. But
let's welcome our next guest, Flan.
Beefy.
Dude, let's get them. Let's do a Toho cast.
I felt it was more Contra than Toho, to be honest.
Well, no, of course, the whole game. I just meant that aspect of it, where it's you're staying alive rather than explicitly trying to line up your shots, because the bosses are so big, you're going to hit them most of the time anyway. It's just about positioning yourself.
I mean, we're talking about it a little bit late, but if you missed Cuphead or if you haven't picked it up, hope you people play it. The art style is really cool, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, animation is what I spend most of my time looking at, to be honest.
And it's funny because when they announced that it was like a boss game, people were like, oh, no. And then they went back and added levels, and people were like, oh, only the bosses are good. The levels are kind of like just in the way.
That's the thing. Like, I feel they could have done just a boss game. Like, the levels do feel a bit tacked on.
Yeah.
At some points, but they're not like bad. They're just like kind of there.
It was just me, but I felt like I died more in the like a disproportional amount of times in the levels in the run and gun stages.
Sure.
I mean, like the latter game ones with the one with all the fish and the octopus that can just dip into the ocean and kill you for no reason, and all that stuff. Whereas like I beat the Medusa boss in just on my second attempt, and some of the other bosses were hard in a fun way, but not bang your head on the wall hard. So. Excellent game, though. I'm glad that it finally came out and was good after being in
all those delays.
Yeah, exactly. Because
so often, like 9 years.
Well, I don't know about 9 years, but so often, those games come out and they're not that good. So,
way to go, Microsoft, and those brothers that made Cuphead.
The Fine Brothers, wasn't it?
Yeah. What else have you been playing?
I've been mainly playing Super Mario Odyssey.
That game sucks. What else have you been playing?
Well,
okay. So, do we want to talk about Mario
Poon's
right now?
Twitter, if you've been following Poon's Twitter, it's basically a very elaborate gallery of screenshots.
I've been going ham on those screenshots.
You're very artistic.
Man, I don't know why I'm having so much fun just taking pictures in that game. Because
I've taken like 3 pictures.
Cool, because like I usually never take pictures or feel like recording games that I play. I'm like, whatever, I played it. But for some reason, maybe because it's so easy in this one, or I really like how you can use the filters, then you pause it and you can turn it all around. You don't have to actually set up a screenshot. When you press the button, you can kind of massage it afterwards.
It works so seamlessly too.
Yeah.
I didn't do it as much in Mario, maybe because it was shorter, but I did it a lot in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, does that have a similar?
Yeah, it has like
there's like I really like the concept of photo mode. I know Gravity Rush has it as well, and stuff like that. I've done it a lot on Gravity Rush just because it's fun, and Gravity Rush also like the second one I should say has also the option that you can actually add items.
Oh, cool.
To your scene, so like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like straight
That's
up,
cool.
like, hey, do you want to add this box, like,
An
or
apple?
this specific? Yeah, I think there's even like the apple, and like, yeah, you can ask like cat to pose and stuff like that's really fun to do.
That'd be cool for Mario if they could like add the dog anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool. Anyway, so do we want to talk about Mario right now, or just kind of skip over it and talk about what else we've been playing?
I mean, like
later?
a bunch of us have been playing it, so let's kind of save that for later, I guess. Maybe.
All right.
We'll get back to Varia in 30 minutes.
Give me one more thing that you've been playing that we haven't been playing.
Well, let's see. This is something else that I'm getting into way late, but the Fire Emblem Heroes mobile game.
Moving on.
Yeah.
How is it? I dropped it, so in a week after playing.
I mean, it's obviously no substitute for a real Fire Emblem game, but I had...
It's pretty close. I mean, in terms of gameplay, like when they announced that they were gonna do it, I was like, what are they gonna do? That's like, I thought it wasn't gonna be like actual Fire Emblem, like moving around your guys and stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll say that it's definitely the most engaging mobile game I've ever played, but I've played like maybe 10 mobile games total in my life.
You never played Flappy Bird, I take it.
You got me there.
I'm joking.
But I think a big part of these games, because it is a gacha game, where it's all about drawing your waifus and husbandos and all that. It's about getting your favorites and collecting them all. And I had like the supreme good luck to get Lynn, Ike, Titania, and Soren on like my first day playing, and those are pretty much 4 out of my top 5. So I immediately felt like, hey, this has paid off for me. I'm not in that hell of got a bunch of losers I don't care about.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't get me, because I also tried to start playing the Fate Grand Order, but that was the exact opposite. I got lamos, and I was like, whatever, you guys are dumb. And
I hear your keyboard. Lower your keyboard volume, please.
Yes, sorry.
Or I'm gonna cough on you. Did you get Tharja? 5-star Tharja?
No,
then
I know.
delete
I have
the
a
app and
4-star
reroll.
one, but I guess the other thing I will say for it, though, is I definitely don't feel like it's forcing me to spend money,
Yeah.
It feels like, because for one thing, the time wall has never been a factor. It's like I get bored of playing it before my, whatever stamina thing uses up for how many things you can do in a day.
Reggie is shedding a single tear when he heard you say you haven't spent money yet.
No. But yeah, I mean, other than that, because the thing is that what I would want to spend money on would be a thing they don't let you buy, which is the stuff that lets you promote your heroes from like 4 stars to 5 stars.
Right.
For some reason, you can't buy that, and that's the thing that I find is the rarest commodity. So I'm not saying I would buy it if you offered it, but I'm just saying think about it, Reggie. Just,
Don't give him more ideas.
Whoa.
Well, that's a cool mobile game. Varia. What have you been playing?
That's a really hard question, and it's
give me a rare game.
Well, I got a game in the mail this last week, I think. Back almost a year ago. Yeah, actually a year ago, I pre-ordered the limited run games edition of Skullgirls on PS4.
Ooh, nice.
And because I think Lab Zero has they have really horrible luck with everything that they ever done.
I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah, we know. We've covered that. But the game was delayed, like the physical edition was delayed because they had to get approved by PlayStation or whatever. And then since it was like a physical game, it was considered a different edition, so they couldn't actually tack on an add-on upgrade version. They had to re-release it. And that also counted for the Vita version, and there was all this paperwork to be done. So fast forward a year later, and I just got it in the mail. Wow. And I opened it up, and it has some really nice goodies and stuff. It's not a lot, but it came with a soundtrack, which is pretty cool. But I haven't been I don't have any incentive to play it, I guess, because it's been so long.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just sitting in the box, and I keep staring at it. When am I going to boot it up?
We need to have another tournament, man.
Yeah.
It'd be. This is
have some bros over for a fight night.
No. It's been so long since I played this game.
Dude, I'll come over. To tell me your address right now.
I'll fucking cosplay as Sarabella, bro.
I'll bring it over during PAX.
Oh yeah, bring it. We can actually
bring it. That. Yeah, and thing is though, this is the 3rd or 4th time I've bought this game, and I feel like there's gonna be at least 2 more times where I'm gonna buy it, even though it goes on sale on PC for $2 now.
Announcing the 3DO version.
Do you think they're ever gonna make a Skullgirls 2 or some other actual sequel?
I wish they did, and I wish they did that with the mobile game. I think the mobile game was more like a prequel or something. I wasn't sure, but I think they really dropped the ball on that one because it really ended up being a grindy thing instead of being something. I thought it was going to be Pocket Fighter. It turned out to be that gacha game. I like the
with
world.
Only 8 characters.
Yeah, I like the world, and I like Alex Ahad's art and all that.
For sure.
But, geez, I wish they would really expand on it. I wish they did work on like Skull Rolls too. Not as a fighting game, but it could be like anything. I'd really dig it. But they're doing that other game. Yeah, Indivisible. I'm not so hype on that one yet. Just yet. I mean, we talked about it before. Yeah, this is all old news.
Yeah.
So
you haven't played much, have you, Barry?
No, I've just been logging on to 14.
Oh yeah.
That's
How's
all
the
I've
house?
The house is great. I think we talked. Did I talk about the housing crisis?
I don't think it had happened.
Okay.
No.
So basically, on Final Fantasy 14, there's an option for players to get housing for themselves or for their guild or FCs, as they're called in the game, free companies. But the thing is, in the more populated servers, let's say there's like around 1,100 players on a server. Not everyone's online at like. Not all 1,100 players, or 11,000, my bad. 11,000 players are on at the same time. So there's only like, let's say, around 700 something plots with houses of different sizes. So that's not like enough housing for everyone, even though you can get like rooms if you have a guild house. But not everyone can get their own house, even though everyone has like the money for it. So it sucks when you have to have like the same. When the servers went down for maintenance and then came back up like 6 a.m. on the day of the patch, everyone had to log on at the same time to get a chance, and it's basically this rat race to see who gets a house. And it's really sad to see when there's like so many people that get there late, and you just see like them emoting the cry emote or like getting furious at the person. Yeah, and it sucks because like Beefy and I, we were like there. It was like 4 or 5 a.m. when I woke up. We were getting ready. We were on Discord. And what happened was like I got a lobby error and I got sent back, so I had to relog in. But I think having an SSD really helps because I loaded in time. And Beefy managed to get a really nice house. And I managed to get two small houses, which ended up costing like it wasn't as much as I planned. I wish my houses were bigger.
Why'd you get 2 houses?
I got one for our guild and one for myself. I'm able to do that, but the thing is, once I buy it for the guild.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So there's not enough houses to go around. And you're buying up.
Yeah,
All
wait.
right, Mr.
Hold on.
1%.
Here's the thing, though. We spent like around 4 months getting the funds, crafting, and all that stuff. We were really playing the market for like 4 months straight. We're still doing that. Beefy's crazy. He's crazy about crafting.
That's true.
You don't want to mess with that guy.
He just showed a screenshot that he basically leveled up every crafting job.
Yeah, just yesterday he got to max on all of them. And so we've been planning this since like maybe June, maybe July.
Damn.
And it finally happened, and we're kind of glad we had housing, but the thing is, there's so many other games like WildStar that do housing differently, where you're kind of guaranteed a house and people can come over and stuff. But it's so sad to see like all these players being really angry that it's not getting fixed, and it's not because the servers can't handle it. It's because of the system that they want. They want that system. They want it to like recreate a sense of like neighborhoods and stuff like that, where you can come out and hang out and you see the people around you. But it kind of doesn't work out because like some people just want to buy a house to have that collateral because, I don't know, that status. And not everyone's always hanging around in the neighborhood. It's kind of dead sometimes. So
well, at least we got one.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hang around our house.
Nope.
Especially when there's like a carbuncle house right next to ours, our guild home.
What are you trying to say about carbuncles?
The thing is,
they're bright. They're super bright.
Yeah, they kind of stand out. The new housing district that came out is kind of like old Japanese style. Like they have castles and stuff. Uh-huh. So it kind of stands out, and it looks like this really goofy
marshmallow bright house.
Even like the chocobo houses, they kind of just stand out like a sore thumb among all those really weird Japanese castle houses. So
it looks like you need to talk to your neighborhood association.
Right.
I wish I could kick them out. They log in like once a week and do nothing. So, but that's not my problem.
That's what gentrification looks like. Listing
1%.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's our Final Fantasy XIV MMO update. Anything else you've been playing?
No, honestly. I think I booted up Titan Quest last night with Beefy.
Oh,
And-
do I
and-
own that?
I got really angry because I thought the game was dumb, so I just quit and I went to sleep.
Jesus.
Wait, Titan Quest. What is that one? Because I'm.
It's the Diablo clone that's based on
Oh,
mythology.
that's right.
Oh, that came out a while ago, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty old.
And I'm like, hey Beefy, how big is this game? And he's like, oh, it's like 5 gigabytes. And I said, oh, this game looks like RuneScape. Why is it that much?
Why is this a Roblox mod?
Might as well be. I don't know. Maybe I was cranky, but I haven't really given the game a chance yet.
Is there
Alright.
anything you're looking forward to, like coming out?
Oh
in
yeah.
the next
Let me
months?
just open my box of things I'm looking out for.
Guys.
I know one thing you're gonna rebuy, not because I've told you about it. I've actually linked it to you just before it came out officially.
What
Oh.
is it?
Uh,
I legit
okay.
think his
The
mic
Bible?
just died.
I think he just died. But yeah, no, it's the Vita version of Valhalla that's finally coming out, and it's also getting a limited run.
Vita
Yeah, Vita Hala, aka Waifu Bartending Simulator.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Which I've been following the dev of the Vita version for a long time, and I've actually talked to the the guy doing the port. That's been going on for quite a while, so I was quite happy to see that.
Now, is that a physical release or just a digital one?
There's going to be a physical release via
Okay, because
limited
that'd be the
run.
first physical release of that game, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well, that's cool for them.
Yeah, support limited runs, cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, super cool that it's coming out, especially because the port also actually does add some quality of life little things compared to
Hello?
the PC version. Yes, you're back.
Sorry, my mic died. I thought Hoot cut me off there for some reason. I'm like, wow, he's being really rude, just talking over me.
I was like, I poked you. I was like, did your mic?
Yeah, I said I managed to yeah, I saw that Vita game thing.
Valhalla's coming to Vita.
Yeah, I know.
Physical release.
And yeah, but I'm waiting for the limited run games thing, and I know Hoot's been talking to that with Game Guy. They're like best friends now or something. I don't know. It's I don't know.
I
the
give him
relationship
chocolate
there.
at cons.
Oh man, he gave him with Toblerone or something.
Pretty much.
That, and he asked what I was looking forward to, and I said Battle Chef Brigade, which is coming out the 21st.
Oh yeah, I played that at PAX last year.
Yeah, I
was
played
pretty
it
fun.
too a few months ago at PAX. And I'm really excited for that since it's finally coming out. I know there's something else coming out that I'm excited for, but I can't remember what.
I don't think there's any... I was just
maybe-
going to say, I don't think there's that much coming out this year. It seems
No,
like
yeah,
everything
maybe it's next year.
that people are excited for is next year at this
Is
point.
Monster Hunter World this year or next year?
Yeah, next year.
It's next year.
It's
There's
like
a demo
gosh.
though.
It's January, right?
Yeah.
January.
Yeah, January.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it
Alright.
looks so cool.
January. Let's just look over January real quick. Isn't Dissidia coming out in January?
I honestly don't know, but I know
I
it's
think
coming
it
soon.
is. Anyway, I'm copying that as soon as it comes out. I think I have it pre-ordered. I'm gonna get really mad if I don't get the 14 Steelbook Edition one, the one with
Something
you
that's
stole
coming
on
out
it.
in February that I was excited about, and I can't remember what it is.
Well, hold on. I'm looking at it right now. So, Ni no Kuni 2 comes out in
Oh, yeah,
January.
right.
Oh yeah.
Also, yeah, Monster Hunter World, Far Cry 5,
Oh,
then
boy.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z is
Oh.
in February.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it was.
And Wargroove is also coming out early next.
Huh?
That's that Advance Wars
Oh,
clone
right,
with
right,
fantasy medieval style.
right.
Sea of Thieves and some other stuff that no one
See if
cares
these
about.
even out yet? I thought that came out already.
Nah, that's
Nah.
still
Whoa.
early 2018. So
Anyway, to wrap up my whole little section here, the thing that's been occupying my time a lot, not a lot, but I guess like the most popular thing I've been interacting with this last month has been Stranger Things 2.
Oh
Yay,
yeah, boy.
So that was pretty
My
good.
favorite video game.
Just gotta let everyone know that I watched it already. It's pretty good. I'm sure everyone else here has watched it too.
Yes, and everyone
that's the
listening.
one with the clown, right?
No, that's
No?
it. Do yourself a favor, people listening. Go on Spotify and listen to the score for season 2. It's so good. It's so good. I stopped making music because I listened to it all, and I'm like, I don't even want to try. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I gave up. Yeah, Stranger Things is awesome. Let me talk next. Okay, please don't interrupt me.
Okay.
Don't be rude.
Don't
Only because I played a shit ton of Mario, which we'll talk about later. Probably after our break. I played it, beat it, loved it. Okay. What else did I play? Oh, Destiny 2. I've been playing Destiny 2 with 599. That game sucks, but I like it. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I'm playing and I'm even thinking about playing it. I'm just like, I'm just grinding for loot. But it's so calming to play and to like just do and shoot stuff and get better guns and get better armor and stuff. The engram thing sucks though, which I don't know if anyone knows any about the controversy, but it's like they're basically like dyeing your armor. You know how like that's like a big, yeah. So you basically have to get engrams and you can unlock them. I mean, not engrams. I'm sorry. You get shaders in engrams. The shaders dye your armor. You can pay to buy engrams, which will have shaders. You can't just buy the shaders with money. But if you only get like 3 of the same shader, and there's like 7 pieces of armor. So if you want to look all the same, you have to like buy. It's fucked up.
So something that I was surprised because I had been heard about this and people were upset and I didn't really know why. You use shaders up. They're consumables. It's not like alt costumes or alt colors. It's you use an item.
They're gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So that seems really dumb to me. And I'm also just upset that they're called shaders because since I like do game development, that's not what a shader is. So like that word means something else to me. But
it's just so blatantly obvious. Like, you need 5. You have 5 things to dye, and we're only going to give you 3 colors, like 3 of the same color. And it's like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, whatever. Anyways, so that sucks. But everything else about it is okay, I guess. Also, they like the things they choose to make unlockables in that game blow my mind. Like the ship stuff, like you can change the color of your ship and design. You see the ship for like 2 seconds as you're going in between planets. Like it's pointless. And then you can like when you spawn in, the color and like the design of it flashes in like half a second. You don't like but you can unlock like different colors. Like you don't even need it. I don't even know why they even make it like at least in Overwatch, like when you unlock stickers, like you can put them. You have like the 30 seconds before a match to like fuck with them, and people see them. Like you don't even see these things, so I don't even know why they make them like a legendary unlockables or whatever the fuck.
Now,
but anyways,
so, I just wanted to say something. You were saying how it's not fun, or did you say it's not a good game, but you like it because it's just kind of.
It's like I don't know how to describe it. Well, it's weird.
That reminds me of something that I read about a while ago and think about is like the different aspects of fun, right? And there's some, graphic image where it's got hard fun, easy fun, serious fun, and people fun are like the 4 things. And so hard fun is, what most people would consider fun in games to be is like, oh yeah, you have to beat the challenge and
like
it's
challenging,
fun. Yeah, it's Dark Souls, it's Cuphead, it's whatever. But like, I think it is important to realize that games can be enjoyable in different ways,
Yeah.
And that's, there's that whole thing about hard games versus journalists versus exclusivity and all that bullshit. But the point is like, there's different aspects that a game can be fun. And one of its aspects it has is serious fun, which is pretty much, it's a dumb name, but it's pretty much describing what you're saying, where it's not like you're actively challenged when you're playing it. You're just basically grinding, but somehow it's enjoyable to see the numbers go up.
Yeah, I think I'd call it like
what MMOs
fun.
are, and that's what the Fire Emblem Heroes is. It's not challenging, or I'm not being like yippee doo. I'm having so much fun playing this game. It's just mildly enjoying to zone out.
Yeah, I think go through. Zone out's a good word. I think it's a sickness actually, something that's wrong with all of us.
Oh god.
I don't think we should care so much about the grind and stuff, but for some reason it just gets its hooks in you.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I said, Mario, Destiny. Oh, there's something else that I've been playing. Damn, I always forget. PUBG, Overwatch.
Sonic Forces.
No, not Sonic at all. No, not Roblox. If it hits me, I'll mention it. But that's all I've been playing. What am I excited for, you ask? No, you didn't ask? I'm gonna tell you anyways. Monster Hunter. Okay, what have you been playing?
Well, first of all, because I wasn't here last podcast, I was in Nippon TGS.
Good boy.
And
I forgot.
so one thing I managed to play over there at TGS while I was there was the Code Vein demo that was on the Namco booth, aka Anime Dark Souls, which which really people say that, and I would say it's hyperbole, but no, it's literally Anime Dark Souls. You can see some of the animations, some of the shaders they use, and their engines.
Shaders. Talking about Destiny again?
Yeah. No, the how things look is so similar to like some animations in Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Like some of the coats that the characters have moved the exact same way as like Bloodborne. But I liked it. Ironically, and I've been very vocal about stuff I didn't like in Dark Souls 3 and stuff like that. But yeah, the Code Vein was pretty fun.
When does that come out?
I do not know. I'm guessing it's going to come out early next year. It seems to be going pretty smoothly in the development. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Not really that different from any kind of Souls game, but it seems also to be more flexible off the bat. Like you start out I had the demo and I immediately had 4 different spells in addition to all the melee combat that's similar to Souls. So already you had off the bat lots of different stuff to do with your characters. Although it's still very slow, similar to the Souls game. So it's you don't dash around all anime but you do have some flashy moves that are tied to magic. But other than that, was pretty nice. Other than that, I've played back home. I've played Dead Cells, which is a early access roguelite Metroidvania type game, which is also pretty fun. Since I'm always trying to scratch that roguelite itch, both for research purpose and also because I kind of like that genre of games. Probably one of the more promising ones that's being made right now. It's pretty fun, pretty hard but not too much, and very nice art style. I can't say much more about it since it's still on early access. I've pretty much played through what I consider what's currently available in the game, because there's no final boss yet, no final levels. But yeah, good game all around.
Cool.
Other than that, I've also got something in the mail, like Varia, although mine is much more sinister, and I know October it might be a bomb, but not in that sense. So I know October is over, but that doesn't mean that you can't get spooky surprises when in my mail I get a package, and that package was my physical box of Mighty Number 9.
What the heck?
Spooky.
That came finally all these months later with
Jesus Christ.
So it's just a box. I got the Japanese version of the box and the manual, and that's about it.
The Japanese version. Imagine people in Japan playing that game and being like,
"Is this what?" Oh man, that sucks. Isn't it didn't the poster of the mail not fit in the box that you assemble or something like that?
Yeah, so you have to assemble the box, which is just
Jesus Christ.
It's just you just
9.
fold it. But yeah, Mighty Number 9, the gift that keeps on giving even months
Mega
later
Man's
after
legacy.
release.
Years. Is it years?
It feels like years.
It feels like years.
Jeez.
I will say the manual is probably the nicest thing about the entire Mighty Number 9 thing. It's a nice manual. I'll say that
I like
much
some
about
of
it.
the concept designs for Not Roll.
The concept?
Oh yeah. No, the back of the box is like this nice 2D illustration of the characters. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember what I expected the game to be like.
I know. I voted for everything they didn't put in the game.
So yeah, that came in.
Anything else you've been playing?
Other than that, no. Like, well, Mario, like,
Yeah.
like
so
It's
most.
a Mario cast.
It's a Mario.
You won't be hearing much from me this
It's a me,
episode.
Mario.
I'll probably let Poon say a lot about it, but
More than usual.
Something I didn't mention was I've been playing SteamWorld Dig 2 because when I got my Switch, I had nothing to play.
Mhm.
So I was like, what should I play? And I never played the first one, but SteamWorld Dig 2 is a great game.
Really?
I hope you guys will give it a chance. It's got comfy music. It's very mellow. There's cool upgrades. And it's not like SteamWorld Dig 1, in case you guys played it from what I've read.
yeah, I've played one.
So
was
SteamWorld
okay,
Dig
but-
1 is like randomly generated, kind of just constant digging. SteamWorld
Mhm.
Dig 2 is more like a Metroid kind of game. There's puzzles, there's like
Okay.
dungeons, and then you get your upgrades are like you unlock different weapons, and they come at like really good time. Like I think it's paced out perfectly actually. You get like your grappling hook, you get like your jetpack, you get all these things that help you. And the story is whatever, but I really honestly like the music too. You know that dude El Huervo or whatever his name is?
Oh, the music.
Yeah. He does
Yeah.
he does a lot of the music for it, so it's really cool.
Nice.
I think he did like a lot of Hotline Miami tracks too.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have a Switch or if you haven't played it, or actually it's on other stuff now. So if you want to,
Well,
people
that's
should
a
check
good
it out.
recommendation because I've seen that around, but it always
Very comfy.
SteamWorld Dig always seemed to me as one of those like I don't want to say shovelware because
No, yeah, and the
it's-
art too used to like turn me off right away. I
Yeah,
think
I
of
know,
one.
it looked like one of those games. Remember, like during the DS era,
Yeah.
when like there was a million games, a million platformers on the DS, and they were all okay. But it's like, am I really going to spend my money and time on every single one of these things?
Yeah,
But hearing
it's-
you say that SteamWorld Dig 2 has like an actually glowing recommendation is interesting. So I might pick
It's
that
really
up 'cause
good. I
need
think it got
something to play
really good
too.
reviews too. I think it's one of like the top
Oh,
reviewed
really?
Switch games.
Oh,
I think
hey.
it's like second to I think no, not Zelda. What is it? Not this
Odyssey?
was before Mario. No, Rabbids, because Rabbids was like really well reviewed somehow.
Yeah.
Even though I never played it. I don't know. But yeah, it's a really good game. Check it out if you
Okay,
have
cool.
the time.
Oh, there's one game also played really
Never Ends?
recently. No, and it's the opposite of Mario, which is our good friend Sonic.
We'll
So-
take our break.
So, hey, remember that long time ago when Sonic was good again when Mania come out?
You mean like
Yeah,
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, forget about this long time ago. Now Sonic Forces, well, I'll say straight up, like, it's not, I wouldn't call it a trash fire, it's not, like, I would not call it a bad game, it's just, it's a game, it's out, it's there.
It's a game.
It exists.
That's what it
It's one-
says in
yeah,
the
it's one of
description.
these games I would say
were you
sits-
able? Were you
Sorry,
able
yeah.
to make your very own OC?
Yeah, I will say that
character?
is the best part of the whole game, is that the OC maker is probably one of the most, like, complete aspect of that game.
Were you
Describe
able to
to
make
us
an
your
owl?
character.
So there's no owl, there's like a generic bird type of animal thing you can do.
5 out of
And
10 dropped.
The thing is, like, it's really easy to make your OC look incredibly creepy with like these round, emotionless eyes that you can put on like almost every species. So like this bird, dog, rabbit, cat, hedgehog. I think I forgot the others, but yeah, it's like all kind of generic animals that all kind of look the same. The bird thing, what's kind of disturbing about it is they have a beak and teeth.
Ooh,
So you can
that's some
add to the
Don
creepy
Bluth shit
factor.
right there. I hate that.
But yeah, I've never seen a game that sits so perfectly at a 5 out of 10, like really straight up in the middle, because it's not like, I wouldn't call it bad, it's functional. It doesn't do anything that is incredibly like offensive, but it also does nothing to be anything remotely close to good. It's
So put it like this. Say I thought that Generations and Colors, I really like those games. Would I like Sonic Forces?
you will tolerate it.
Okay.
You
so
like,
it is worse than those, you would say.
Yeah, the thing is, like, because it plays a lot like Generations and stuff, but there is some key differences. Like, there's some difference in how it handles, and the most jarring, because I also really like Generations and Colors, but none of the colorful level design, none of the actual good use of the boost mechanics are in forces. A lot of it is like the game plays itself so much that you just feel numb for a whole bunch of it.
Congratulations, Sonic! You played yourself.
Yeah, but like that game generally feels like it's been rushed out, or there's some parts that are unfinished.
I feel like they did just to match up with their promise of like you're gonna get a 3D Sonic and a 2D Sonic.
But like you know how this like so they shown up in these trailers like the boss like past bosses of the games like this. You have Metal Sonic and Chaos and stuff like that, and so 2 of these bosses are straight up just beat up in cutscenes. You don't fight them.
What?
Yeah, Chaos is one of them.
Chaos gets beat up in a cutscene?
Yeah, you don't fight Chaos.
Jesus.
Okay.
Welcome to 3D Sonic.
Yeah, and the other bosses are just so just like it's literally boost to win, and it's like there's none of the.
I heard the storyline is bananas as well.
It's super weird.
No, that's Donkey Kong you're thinking of.
Like I don't know if I like it or dislike the story because it plays it's this super dramatic kind of teenage clearly aimed at teenager, and I don't mind it. It's just that it's played so straight edge that it's kind of hilarious but also super bad. So I don't know if I like it or hate it. But
so is it like Tails gets trolled or?
Yeah, almost. Like there's some key quotes in there, especially if Knuckles was like for some reason like it's such a 180 also from like the Knuckles that's been portrayed in like Sonic Boom cartoon, which is kind of a goofball. And here's like I guess they wanted to like differentiate him a lot from that show, so like he's very straight edge and like he's the leader of the resistance. And he has like these really very like serious lines. It's like I remember one time like one of the characters says, what do we have to do this, like it sucks, like it's hard. It's like Knuckles goes with the most serious tone possible, like this is why it's called war.
I saw that screen cap. I thought it was like an edit or something.
No, it's so super serious. Like it's several things like this, and like it plays up to be.
Takes out an AK-47.
No, that's Shadow the Hedgehog.
Almost.
We already had that game.
Oh, right.
Who's also in this game, by the way. He's here.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's like the entire storyline is like tries to play up this super dramatic, like Sonic's been beaten up, and the classic Sonic is here for some reason. Like literally, there's no reason for him to be here.
I was going to ask about that. Like, do they explain it? No. Okay.
He's just kind of here. He arrived from Mania because like the ruby that's in Mania, like the red ruby plays a role and forces. So he's here. But that's pretty much it.
This game fucking sucks. I can't wait to get back.
My game was way better.
And even Sonic does a little like modern Sonic's like, it's been generations since I've seen you. It's like, I get it.
What if it really has though? What if this is set in the distant future, like of the Sonic timeline, and
but
this is actually
like,
Sonic the Sixth or something, and it has been literal generations.
Apparently, that classic is like not even like past Sonic; it's like an alternate dimension Sonic.
Oh, here we go.
But yeah, it's super weird. Like, I'm like Forces is like such a alien thing. Like continuing in the strand of what the fuck are you doing, Sonic Team? Especially because they had the blueprint of making a good game this time around, and I don't understand how they did not. But thankfully, there's Mania, so if you want to play with Sonic game, go play Mania.
Oh,
and
man,
I'll
Sonic.
end up with saying that the game I'm looking forward to the most is also Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, where are we playing that?
So, I don't know. I'm guessing this is going to be the next game we're all going to play together, and I'm probably going to play it on quad, but if most people play it on PC, I'm probably going to get it on PC.
Well, does it come out on the same day, or they haven't announced?
That's the thing. I'm not sure. I think PC comes out later.
Ugh, why do they keep doing this?
And also the PS4 Pro. So I know several podcasts before was like, I don't see the point of PS4 Pro, but now I saw a Monster Hunter special PS4 Pro, and I want it.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a red, right?
Yeah, it's very pretty.
well, that's cool. Hey, if you don't do that though, there are gonna be some hot PS4 Pro sales on Black Friday.
Pro?
Baby.
Yeah, I think they're going down like $199.
How much
that's nice.
is that in total?
That's crazy.
Best Buy? It probably comes out like $230, $240.
For a Pro?
Yo,
Yeah.
you know what else came out? The Xbox One X, One Box X.
Oh right,
Xbox
One
One
X,
X,
One X, XXX.
You mean the Xbox?
Yeah, the
Xbox.
Xbonix.
The Bonix.
Xbox.
This is
The
hands
Bonix,
down
the
the
Hedgehog.
most powerful console ever released until like 2 years from now when they
Yeah,
both make more
and
powerful
also I find it
consoles.
funny how no one gives a single fuck about it at all.
I mean, they sold
No
through their
idea.
stock apparently. So
Really?
that's good.
Huh.
I mean, good for
alright.
them.
Yeah. I guess it's like the market must be like you don't have a computer and you don't have a PlayStation.
You don't
So-
have anything.
And you live under a rock,
Something.
and you're a
I
big
don't know.
Halo fan, and then I guess...
The thing is, there even a good Halo
Oh.
on the Xbox X?
Oh,
well,
no.
I mean, the one thing they did good is the backwards
Yeah, I was
compatibility.
gonna say,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
have that one, so you can play your good Halos.
Yeah.
But
Rev up good Halo on my XXX.
my favorite Halo game is Good Halo.
Well, that's gonna do it for our What Have We Been Playing segment. We're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna swallow 4 cough drops.
I'm going.
And we'll be
Yeah.
right back.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wow, am I in a lemon right now?
What could you possibly be alluding to, Mario?
There's no Mesopotamian games.
Keep going.
This episode was brought to you by Half Lemon Studios, guys. Check out their upcoming project Aztec, a strategy game with a Mesoamerican fantasy setting. Will that quench your thirst for a Mesoamerican fantasy game, Varia?
Probably, I'll love it.
I hope you do, because they're awesome for giving us,
Corn? Tortillas?
you
Popcorn?
can come back each month and talk about video games with you guys. Hoot,
Yeah.
I was wondering, do these people have a Facebook? Say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a Facebook. You can check them out. Facebook.com// Half Lemon Studios, I believe, is their Facebook. Half Lemon Game Studios. I'm sorry. Check out
That
their Facebook.
quenches my thirst like a half lemon in a glass.
Oh my! It's so good going down. Thanks, guys, and let's get back to the episode.
Hey, we're back from our break. I'm feeling a little better. That's obviously a lie. Let's talk about Super Mario
New Donk
Odyssey.
City, baby. New Donk City. Love the Mets.
So, who wants to start this off?
I feel like
They
we ought
dropped the
to
ball.
poon.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's terrible.
this game is so much damn fun, you guys, and it's just so fun to move around. I think is the key thing that makes it so good. Is just controlling Mario feels good. It's responsive and tight controls in ways that Sunshine was, but he's got more moves than ever, so you can do all sorts of stuff. You can throw your hat and jump on it. Speedruns are going to be crazy, I think, because there's so many things where I'm like, could I get up there? Oh yeah, I actually can get up there and just skip this whole segment. And if I can do it, then I know the hell speedrunners will be able to figure out ways to exploit things.
What's your time in the Koopa race?
I mean, there's a bunch of them.
I mean,
but
the one in. Oh well, that's spoilers. Never mind. All right. What else did you like about this game?
Oh yeah, we have to say this is one of the first Mario games with this genuine spoilers.
Right.
I guess, yeah, actually. And I mean, I have been posting stuff that is spoilers, but like I did wait, and I consciously waited because it's like I want people to have a chance to finish it and see this stuff because it's cool. There's some cool post-game stuff. There's some costumes you can unlock that are really neat, and it makes the game feel... It's got the same big game feel that Mario games have been missing for a while.
Yeah.
So costumes are like my driving focus on everything I do in Mario now. Like that's all I care about is just getting all the costumes. I mean, moons or whatever, and I know that there's like other stuff you can do with the moons, to like unlock endings or whatever. But I'm mainly just trying to get costumes, coins,
all
and
about
costumes.
those costumes.
Yeah. What do you guys wear most of the time on your Mario?
I have actually been going around with wearing the captain's hat, the white captain's hat, and the Hawaiian
luau shirt thing,
shirt and lei and stuff. And I call it my the Captain Lou Albano costume. So,
what about you, Hoot?
I've actually put on the randomizer.
So there's a randomizer?
Yeah, so every time you die, like it will select randomly to
Where do you
hat.
get that?
Yeah, what is it?
It's an option in the when you select the costume.
Oh fuck! I had no idea.
Damn.
Well, I've been using the. I can't not use the backwards cap for some reason.
The only time I didn't use it was for the cool armor, which I'm not going to say what it looks like or anything, but there's armor you get towards the end.
That is cool.
I had all that on there, and that was cool because I just liked the way it looked. But I can't not wear the backwards hat, so then I usually do like backwards hat and like whatever world I'm in, whatever like looks cool.
Something that I appreciate is how well all of the color schemes of the things work together, so that like a lot of red, white, and blue as sort of the primary colors, which means that you can mix and match, and it doesn't look just totally fucked up. And then there's stuff like there's an explorer's outfit, and then there's also a cowboy outfit. But I found that you can put the cowboy hat on the explorer outfit, and it looks totally natural because it's all the same color. And it's like, oh yeah, that's nice. They didn't, they thought people might like to actually mix and match. Let's not make everything
crazy,
just an off, sort of thing. Like it's the same red that they use on all the costumes. So I like that.
There's so much to do. There's so much to find, and I'm not even like anywhere close. How many moons do you guys have?
I 100%ed it this morning, actually.
Yeah.
What?
So,
how many moons is that?
Well, technically 999, but there's 880 unique ones.
I'm like past 600s.
God.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for the full completion since like I've played through almost all of it, and I feel comfortable enough to not like I want to keep some stuff for later so I can go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But
wow, I'm like
at 264 or something.
Wow.
Oh dang. Okay. Well, I mean, at least you got enough to get the bonus at 250.
Yeah.
But the next bonus is at 500, and so that's like really the next milestone.
God, how are there so many moons?
Well, one of the things, I don't know if you after you beat it, when you go back, there's
more.
Yeah, like there's more. Like there's literally moons you can't get until you've already seen the ending once.
Right.
So, I think.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So something else that I was thinking about comparing about this game and Breath of the Wild, right, is so they're both open games. I wouldn't. My Odyssey is not an open world game by any means, but it's open in the way that Sunshine and 64 were open. But I think something that both of them did, I noticed, is there's no fall damage in either of those games. Not really. Because in Zelda, you can always pop open that glider if you ever take a tumble and be fine. And in Mario, you just, he breaks his knees, but they heal fast because he's an Italian. So that's fine. And I think that's important because it means that the levels are allowed to be more vertical, and it encourages that exploration instead of feeling like, oh, I better not even try that risky jump. I'll fall down and die. Even though you'll fall down and lose time, but it doesn't feel as bad as fall down and die, Yeah. So I think that's sort of an important design aspect in making them so fun.
Well, let me ask you guys this. What is your What's their least favorite world? What's the world that you think is the worst?
I would say the
Can we count the ones that you just do like one boss fight and nothing else?
No.
Okay.
No. Only like
I would say
worlds.
I would say
Exploring
the second water level is kind of my least favorite.
Second water level. Well, it depends on which way you went.
The beach.
Oh, the beach one? Oh,
You don't like the beach? I love the beach.
Yo.
I don't know, like
Island Boys.
because since a lot of it is actually swimming, and I'm not the biggest fan, so it's still a good level. It's just my least favorite one.
Mine was my least favorite is the Luncheon Kingdom. I didn't like it at all.
One.
I would say mine would be the first water level.
Too pastel. The lake one?
Yeah, the lake one.
Oh, yeah.
Because
It's
it's
alright.
like...
It's too like enclosed, I think.
that one felt really small. Like all the other ones, even if they were small, felt like they had a lot, but that one was like, oh, there's only 2 areas in here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, so what's your favorite?
New Donk.
New Donk City.
I mean, I got to give it up for New Donk, but I also really love the Bowser's World in this one. It's
Scratch that. Bowser's World
is great.
Yeah.
I think
that music
took me by surprise too. I was like, oh,
for sure.
Shit. This is what they're doing.
I guess we're not spoiling it because it is super cool when it happens. But whatever you're thinking Bowser's World is going to look like, is probably not whatever you're thinking.
Yep.
So, which is in some ways it's a little bit disappointing because I was kind of looking forward to going around and having like NPC enemies, like the enemy town.
Right.
But what they did is super great and looks amazing anyway. So,
really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely
design style choice.
Yeah,
way to go, guys. There was another question I was going to ask you. Well, is there anything you guys?
Well, I do have one. Is that do you guys prefer Mario or Breath of the Wild? Which one do you think has done a better job?
I could say that with full confidence, and I love Mario. I do. It's fun, but it's so like lighthearted to me. Whereas Breath of the Wild, and I don't know, I don't mean to sound like Breath of the Wild is a real game, and Mario's not. Like, no, not at all. Like Mario's fucking awesome, but Breath of the Wild. Okay, here's what I heard this somewhere, and I don't remember where I heard this, but it totally made sense to me. Is the way what Breath of the Wild did for Zelda is something that I've not seen ever. And what Mario Odyssey does for Mario is great. It's awesome, but it's not like such a step where it's in like it's not like such a change that it revamps everything. Like Zelda now affects for me games going forward forever, and Mario is just like it's really good. I have so much fun with it, but I'm not gonna judge like any other game based on it or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. I think because really what it is this is the heir to Super Mario 64 that arguably we never got. You know? Because Sunshine, I love that game to pieces, has more than its fair share of faults. And then, of course, Galaxy also great, but took it in a different direction, a more linear direction, and then all the Super Marios. And then, of course, all the other 3D platformers. I mean, like, this year alone, we had Hat in Time and Yooka-Laylee, and people have tried other things. And
oh, boy.
But it's like, this Odyssey to me really felt like, okay, this is, when I was playing those 3D platformer collectathons, this is what I imagined, like, the next generation of those to be, and it finally happened. So that is really cool for me, and, this is the one that I 100%ed. I didn't 100% Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's another thing though. Like Mario gives you more reason, I think, because to 100% Breath of the Wild, you got to find those fucking Korok seeds, which eventually are fucking pointless.
Like it's not as daunting. But all that considered, I'm just thinking back to how much I was raving about Breath of the Wild when it came out, and I think I would have to give it up to that one too if I had to pick one.
It's almost not really fair, but I get what you're.
Well, yeah, I will echo what Reddish said, is that I feel what Breath of the Wild did to the Zelda franchise is more important than what Odyssey did to General Mario. Because, Odyssey, I would say, is more of a refinement, where it takes 64, okay, we're going to do this times 1,000.
Yeah.
And, it's incredibly good. And funny enough, I would say that Mario Odyssey does some stuff that Breath of the Wild tried to do, but better, especially all the collecting things and stuff like that, because Breath of the Wild did have, I will always say that Breath of the Wild could have slimmed down on its shrines and stuff like that. I will say like getting stars and Mario is more fun than getting the things in the shrines. Not even the Korok seed, like the little talismans you get in the shrines.
Oh right.
Because a lot of them felt kind of. But yeah, I would say that what Breath of the Wild though, in general, as an improvement to the Zelda formula, I would say is almost like more important and better. But yeah, it's kind of a hard thing. But yeah, kind of said everything. Mario Odyssey is just
Let's talk about this. The craziness to me about the fact that they're on the same console and in such a short period of time, like in a year.
So,
I mean, they could have really spread this out. Like they could have done Mario next winter.
Here's a question: did we talk about this last time? Has a console ever had a better first year?
Yeah, we did.
We talked about that last time.
I wasn't there, but I could immediately tell
Odyssey
you
wasn't
the
out when we
Dreamcast.
talked last time, but still, I guess we shouldn't rehash that debate. But the question then is, okay, so they've got these games. What's 2018? How can Nintendo keep the momentum going?
Right.
Is that even possible?
I mean, I feel like they could, slap me a new Donkey Kong.
Dude, I would...
Prime 4.
I would fucking come all over the place if we got a new Donkey Kong 64 in the style of Odyssey.
Like, they have enough stuff to do. Shit? And I'm not even trying to argue, like, is it the best, one of the best launch systems or games or whatever, but I know that these two games, which is basically all I've played for Switch besides SteamWorld Dig and, like, the Octopath demo.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, God, I can't wait for Octopath. That's what they could do. Give me Octopath.
Dude, yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah.
No, but not so much that it's just the best, but that it's... And Zelda was March, and now we're in... Mario was at the end of October. Like, this many months away, and there's, like, two, like, really amazing big games that you can, like, sink a lot of time into on this little portable... Like, I'm just saying, I think that they prove themselves. Yep. And usually I have the whole 3-game rule and stuff. So I don't really have that yet. Well, I guess if I count SteamWorld Dig, but
I mean, I had Sonic Mania as well on Switch.
Yeah, and I haven't played that, but I know that did really well. But that's on other stuff too. I mean, I'm just saying, like, for this handheld, I do think that they've done well. Like, at first, when I first heard the Switch and all that stuff, I was like,
Yep.
Like, Zelda, I play on Wii U.
Yep.
Like, it's not really, but like, just to think about it, what it is now, and I don't know. I think that they've impressed me. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm not like a crazy Nintendo fanboy or anything, but I think I'm comfortable saying that they've done good.
Yeah,
it definitely is one of the more fresher like console launches we had in a long time.
Yeah,
because especially even if I love the PS4 now, like I can't forget that the first 2 years of that console were fucking dry until Bloodborne came out, and that like. It took Bloodborne to finally validate like the PS4 for me, but like that took a while, and that's still just one game. And like the Switch comes out swinging with 2 games in its first year, and technically its first year is not even done since that's going to be until March next year.
I mean, there's still a Kirby game on the way. Let's not.
There's still a Kirby game, and there's still that rumored like the next big one, like. Not only counting Prime 4, but like there's this rumor that it's going to be a Pokemon game on the Switch. Like,
that's right. There's that, and also we don't know what Retro's got cooking. Those guys have been silent for a while, so either they're dead or have something going on.
Pokemon Company straight up came out and said the next game is going to be on Switch. So that's happening, and that's a big one. I forgot about that. Also, Splatoon 2. I played that for a lot.
Splatoon,
that was great.
Yeah, and ARMS, and like.
All right, let's not go crazy. ARMS.
I'm waiting for legs personally.
No, but there still has been like quite a few good titles. Even like lesser popular ones like ARMS is so good to have like these big exclusive pushes that we've had, and Project Octopath like that, because that got announced while I was in Japan, but I played it the demo when I came back, and that's also fucking great, and I forgot that it's actually exclusive as well.
God, looks so good.
So I've got I guess I got 2 things to say. First is a theory that halfway through the Wii U, like 1 or 2 years into it, they were like, okay, time to cut our losses. let's actually start developing some kick-ass games for our next system, because they're always working on a next system, you know. And they just said, all right, the last couple of years, whatever, who cares? Just, you know, Pokken Tournament, whatever, Namco can develop that. We don't give a shit, you know. And that's why you got, you know, the lower budget games, and like, oh, let's do another Kirby Rolling Rumble. Sure, who cares? And then they were actually working on Breath of the Wild and Odyssey all this time. That would not surprise me.
that is very possible.
I wouldn't call it a theory. I would call it like that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened. Definitely, like with Breath of the Wild and stuff. Like, you know, they realized it. They saw the writing on the walls with the Wii U. But
and then I don't know. Okay, sorry.
No, you go ahead. What were you saying?
Right. So the other thing is that it's weird for me personally, because I loved the GameCube, and I had always said that Wind Waker and Sunshine were two of my favorite games, like my favorite Mario and Zeldas. I don't know if I'm saying they're the best ones, but those were my favorites, right? And then in the same year, they come out with two games that do so much of the stuff I loved about those games even better, and with none of the faults that those games have. So it's like my nostalgia just got kicked in the teeth, and I'm like, well, all right, I guess these are now my favorite Mario and Zelda games.
Like, from both those games, they just removed water, and you if you really think about it.
Oh shit! It's the
gotta give the people what they want, a dry ass game.
I was the same way, but I think it was Wind Waker, and Galaxy was probably my favorite Mario. Galaxy 1. But anyways, they could, you know, more. I want to see more stuff about Prime. I want to see Donkey Kong. Like I said, I want them to tie in this mobile game with a real Animal Crossing, please.
Oh yeah,
because I've played a little bit of the Happy Camper thing using an Australian account or whatever, and it's good. But it scares me how Animal Crossing it is, like how full-fledged Animal Crossing it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, well, fuck. What if they don't even want a Switch version? But I want a Switch version, so I don't know.
Yeah. So that's something I guess we didn't talk about, is they announced that Animal Crossing mobile, and it just looks like a lot of the core parts of Animal Crossing.
It is.
Not even stripped
deep
down. It's just straight up there. And
even like the friend things works way better than it did on 3DS. Like to go into someone's camp and see their stuff and whatever.
Yeah, and it's weird because I'm thinking about how I play Animal Crossing, and the parts that they've removed, just like the actually wandering around town and doing a bunch of stuff and going to the city, were like the parts that I didn't care about that much.
Right.
So it's also a little scary, because I'm thinking like, is this just going to be the Animal Crossing then? And do I even mind if there's not a console one? Because I feel like there should be, but
it has to be something. If it is, they have to add something that makes it unique to console. Like, it can't just be like an Animal Crossing again.
Right. And which, I mean, that's what they've done in their previous games, you know, because like we said, the Fire Emblem Heroes, it's like Fire Emblem, but no. When a real Fire Emblem game comes out on the Switch, which they also said they're going to do, you know that'll be its own thing. And Pokemon Go, it's not a Pokemon game. It's something else. So maybe this means that, you know, Animal Crossing is going to be something else.
Well, to wrap our Mario talk up, how many moons out of 10 do you give it?
I give it donk out of 10.
Mario's a great game.
Yep.
Play it. Play Zelda 2. Not Zelda 2. Zelda also.
No, don't. Stop.
But, you know, I was just thinking this too. Soon, guys, we're going to have to talk, like very soon, we're going to have to start talking about Game of the Year.
Yep.
Yep. I already know mine.
So, what is it? Just go ahead.
I won't spoil it, but
Bubsy.
It hasn't. I'll give a hint. It hasn't changed since March, and it's not Zelda.
Oh, okay. I think I know what it is, and yeah, I feel the same. Wait, you said it's not Zelda? Never mind. No, I'm actually having an internal struggle.
Honor was really good, but you know.
I know, chill. It's not that great. No, my internal struggle, and I think yours is too, might be Poon, is Zelda versus Persona 5. So it's so hard for me because God, I love Persona, but Zelda is it's like a once in a lifetime kind of game. I really do truly believe. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but we're gonna.
It's going to be hard, just because it's been such a fucking good year.
Yeah, I know. God,
this has been a really good year for games in general, and I feel like it's yeah. I mean, you can't really go wrong. There's got to be like a half dozen titles that if you said this is game of the year, I'd be like, okay, that's
Yeah.
I want to
that
get like a
sits right
bunch of
with me.
people in here so we can fucking just argue. Like I want to go to bat for games like I love Night in the Woods. Like I want to. I think that was a really good
we
game.
should do a thing where we have to agree on a top 10 and in what order.
Oh God.
We should do that.
I think Giant Bomb does that. We should do that. Vario, what's your contender for game of the year so far? Vario, wake up.
Okay, I'm here.
What's your top contender for game of the year so far?
2017, 2007.
Pretty sure Hoots is Nier now that I think about it.
Jeez. Well, Nier was good. I haven't really bought a bunch of new games this year, actually.
What about Far? Far was pretty good too.
I know. Resident Evil 7 came out right this year.
Oh yeah, that was
I haven't actually played that yet, so I really need to get around to playing that.
2 months or a month and a half.
I've got 2 months to play all the games that released this year.
Yeah, I know.
Not even 2 months. It's like a month and a half.
Yeah,
now.
a month and a half.
Jeez.
Oh.
Keep feeding these games to me because I've only bought indie games.
I'm only getting stronger.
I've only bought indie games like Ruiner and Observer and
Absolver.
No.
Oh, what happened to
Observer?
It's another game that ends in
Oh, right.
Yeah, the game series.
There's a lot of them.
Well, look, we'll deal with that. Hopefully.
Oh
soon.
wait, no.
Oh, what?
Stormblood released.
Oh, right. Fuck.
Does that count?
I don't know if that count. Oh, I guess.
Best
I
expansion
guess it
or
was good.
DLC.
True.
Jesus.
I guess that's.
You know what's even crazier is if PUBG officially announces a release before December, which I think they're going to in December. That's going to be another contender for Game of the Year because
but that has to release
you
this
don't
year.
think you'd already count
I know.
it for...
I think they're releasing in December.
Oh,
Okay,
like official.
Hold on, that's a question though. If a game in early access,
No.
when does it come out for Game of the Year contention?
When it releases.
When
I
it
didn't
When
think-
When
yeah.
1.0 drops.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Early access does not count.
That's fair. Because I was going to say, it's like, what if it's already Game of the Year, despite
Because if
only
that
being
was the
in early
case,
access,
Splash Blast
so.
Panic would win every year. Early access.
That's gonna be next year, boys.
Heard that
Jeez.
before.
So I'm really lost in the games that actually released this year. I'm gonna have to make a list and then go through them, and maybe I
To
can
be
give
honest,
you...
same.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot, and I've enjoyed a whole lot this year.
and that's
Crazy.
just with like the like AAA games. I haven't even seen all of the cool indie games that came out this year.
Yeah.
God.
So, I think we wanted to talk about some of the conference things.
Well,
right?
yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
I was
We're
going
gonna
to
take a
say,
break.
look, that's
Games
enough
Week and
looking.
BlizzCon and
That's
some other
enough
shit.
looking back. Let's look forward. We
Yeah.
got our PlayStation Paris games, 2017 keynote that they had, and
Now,
we also had
they talked
BlizzCon.
this up. They were all like, "Yo, guys, we cut some things out of PSX to put in here."
Yeah.
They called it E3 Part 2. They said, this is going to be the continuation of stuff we
was
have to deliver on.
Which wasn't completely false.
I would say it was more accurate than people wanted it to be because it's
Yeah.
literally like, here's updates on everything we showed at E3, plus a little bit of spices in there. But I will say they started strong, in my opinion, with Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Tsushima.
Yeah.
It looked, man, that trailer gave me like frisson. Like, it
yeah,
was really good.
it's a good thing because that's the project that Sucker Punch has been working since Infamous,
Yeah.
Second Son, and I really like Sucker Punch. So it's cool that they're going also with something different. And I can't say what it's going to be yet.
Yeah, they didn't show
Yeah,
gameplay,
we saw
I
no
should say.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Just
But it's described as open world adventure thing. So I'm guessing it's going to be something very similar to an essence to something like Infamous, but with a ninja / samurai.
That'd be so cool.
Mhm.
I feel like
which,
they're gonna
I'm
eat-
up for.
I feel like they're gonna eat Assassin's Creed's cake with the whole everyone's been wanting them to set one in like feudal Japan, and they're like, no, maybe
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna come in and just like fucking knock it out of the park before they could even. They're busy in Egypt over there.
They could be. It's always interesting to me when you have games like this that are a Western studio's take on a Japanese setting, because it's interesting to see how Japan does their own historical Japanese settings versus how other countries do. And I don't. I'm not even saying one is better than the other, but it's just interesting what things both of them would prioritize. In terms of like, what's important to our historical samurai game.
Yeah, so. And it is actually based on something that happened in history, and it's weird because there wasn't no like magic in the game.
Here's a giant enemy crab.
I know, right? But there wasn't any like magic in the trailer, was there? Like there wasn't anything
it doesn't seem so. Like you just see the guy at the end kind of shifting into like from samurai to ninja.
Oh, that's right.
But I think it's more like I don't know if it's going to be an actual ghost.
Yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be literal or not.
Well, it looks really cool. Yeah. Good trailer. Way
and
to
that
go.
Was just about the only like new game announced?
No, well, before that, actually, we got 2 games announced, which was Spelunky 2 and Guacamelee 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So Guacamelee is whatever. I mean, I know it's a good game. I never really put too much time into it. But Spelunky...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Spelunky 2, Spelunky, I think, is one of the best roguelite that exists, so having a second one really excites me.
Yeah. I just wish I was better at Spelunky, because I really enjoyed it when I played it, but...
The trailer is so funny, though. I mean, not funny. It's like a new adventure, and then like the dad, because like your Spelunky man has a kid, and it's like Junior or whatever, and then the dad just fades away. Like he dies. Oh my god!
Well,
just killed him.
I like the fact that the pug
like,
is canon.
It's going to be like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and she's going to have to team up with her old dad, and they're going to...
I don't think he's alive, and he's gone. He disappears from the picture. I think it's like it even says something like old stories fade away or something. I don't know.
That's kind of sad.
It is sad. It's a very sad trailer.
Once the trailer just says, then he died.
Should have been called Spelunked.
Spelunked.
Or just or Spelunker. Maybe another title.
Relunky. I don't know. Anyways.
Relunky.
Spelunkier.
Also to do kind of a quick shot, because there was a lot of VR stuff announced.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like stuff called Invector, a thing called League of War, which is the most unfortunate name, like most forgettable name.
League of Clash of Clan of War.
Yeah, pretty much. Megalith, which does seems interesting because it's a VR hero shooter thing. I'm not exactly sure. Just Big Shack, London gangster thing.
Hell yeah.
Which is, I think, called Blood Truth or something like this.
Man's not hot.
Man's not hot. Oh man, I would have. So it's not Big Shack. I was sure it was him, but it turns out it
sounded like him. Crazy.
It's another British rapper.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I know.
Well made sure to clear up that whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's they really kind of pushed VR, so it's nice at least they still, compared to the Vita, they still at least care for yet another year.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts, because remember when 3D was a thing?
Oh boy, yeah. Blood and Truth, that's how it's called.
That's actually a good name, but...
It is. We've got a little small games called Concrete Genie, which seems like the artsy darling.
Yep. That's the indie game about feelings and drawing.
It's about getting bullied and then drawing a monster.
Dude, yeah, that kid got bullied so hard in that trailer. I don't know, man.
Speaking of bullied very hard, the Last of Us trailer.
That's beyond bullied, all right.
AKA the trailer that nobody knew what it was, but felt very uncomfortable until they released the title.
Oh man,
you just didn't like it because he said "clip her wings" and you were like, "Ugh." My wings.
I think this is the first, because usually the last time something like this happened was God of War, which also got a trailer, which looks pretty nice still. But usually when these big violent score thing, last time it happened with God of War, people were cheering, going woo. This time everybody was silent and feeling super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because there's there was a disassociation between what game it was and what they were watching, and maybe if it would have been Ellie doing it, everyone would have been like, "Fuck yeah, Ellie, do it!" But since it was just random people, they're like, "What is going on?
What are we watching all of a sudden? Is this the new Manhunt? What the fuck is going on?"
I think we were going this can be Tomb Raider or Last of Us or Days Gone.
The thing, and I think it's a little bit telling that people were like, this could be any one of a dozen games right now.
We should say the trailer was just basically torture gore
torture
porn, like you know, for a while.
And I'm not squeamish towards like violence and stuff like that, but like it's not that it was like violent, but it felt gratuitous to the point where it also didn't make me care about the game at all. It's like, because Last of Us, when you tell me about Last of Us, I imagine like, okay, nature, strong guitars, zombies. Like there was like you only see zombies for a fraction of a second at the end, but I don't think about like crazy cults
and now,
breaking arms.
And here's the thing: is like, it's not like every game just has to be, you know, dumb fun that you can enjoy. Like, it's okay for a game to make you feel uncomfortable, like for that to be the thing that it's going for, or even in this scene is like, this is a disconcerting scene, isn't it? That was pretty fucked up. How do you feel about that? And like, that can be a thing, but that's such a weird choice to use for a trailer.
Yeah,
true.
Especially
you know,
as your
like
big
if I'm actually
stinger.
playing the game and that comes, you know, a couple hours in, and I'm like, oh man, now I know who these characters are, or I know who
that's
the villains
difference.
are. But
there's a lot of upset about it, but I don't think that the upset is that the torture or whatever, the gore exists in the game.
No, not at all.
It's not a problem with it. Like I don't have a problem with it. Like, you know, it's Last of Us. Yeah, it's an adult story, an adult game that should be played by adults. But you know, to put that out there where a bunch of people are watching to be like, get excited for our game. Watch this shit right now without knowing that it's our game until the end. Like, it's kind of weird.
Especially in the time with like, hey, Mario Odyssey is out.
I know.
It's gonna, like colors and joy and everything.
Things in the world couldn't be worse.
Yeah,
this is exactly what we need.
It reminds me a little bit of. Do you remember? This was at E3 several years ago. Now this was, I think, this was Far Cry 3 when it came out, and the E3's trailer, Ubisoft's trailer for it, opens up with this like topless chick grinding on your character from like a first-person view, and it was so much like, oh, okay, hello, I guess this is the first
Far
thing
Cry
you've chosen
3?
to show us about your game.
Wow.
That's enlightening. All right, and that game ended up being pretty good, but it's just a weird.
It's a weird choice. But I don't really have a problem with the violence or whatever. I think the one thing that the trailer did do good was the end with the clickers, because it's like that's a good way to reveal everybody knows what they are without like, you know.
It's like, oh right, zombies.
Yeah, without being too over the top. Like,
I mean, I'll tell you, there's something I wish was more in video games. It's zombies, but
oh boy,
man, jeez, where was Days Gone? That's really what I wanted to see. I wanted them to open and close with Days Gone. Can you imagine if someone did that?
Can you imagine if that could have happened at E3? Oh wait.
So I'm glad they closed. With Last of Us 2, though. That was a good, strong finish.
But other than that, also like Shadow of the Colossus still looks good.
Oh yeah, that's where it is. February. That's what's coming out in February.
Oh yeah, true. Another
weird thing about this conference: so many games shown, no dates, but we got dates like after the fact. Like leaked out. Like why?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do that now.
I don't get
especially SonyCon, for they kind of like just show trailers with no text, visual information,
or context at all about what's happening.
It must be because they know that if it gets delayed or whatever, then they have to go back and the trailer will exist like with a date that didn't come out.
I'm sure that's what it is actually.
Yeah, and also Monster Hunter was shown. Still looks so fucking great.
I know, just give it to us already.
Like that's
that girl's butterfly outfit thing looked really cool. Whatever that thing was, that moth outfit thing she had on.
Yeah, also cool thing that they have like the little Horizon, which is another cool game of this year that most people forgot about, which is so.
Oh my god,
good.
That was this year! Holy fuck!
It is also this year, and like they've also announced they showed the trailer for the expansion coming out about now, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Overall pretty okay. Oh yeah, there was Spider-Man as well, which also looks pretty Spider-Man-y.
Yeah, it looks Spider-Man-ish. It's one of those things where you can tell me a Spider-Man game is going to be cool, but until I actually get it in my hands and see if it feels like I want it to feel, I don't believe you, because I've been lied to so many times. You're saying, no, this game's going to be just like Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. And it's weird because I just the QTEs I don't care, the Batman fighting I don't care.
Yeah, sure. It's all I don't even dislike it. It's just okay, whatever. It's
just let me put the controller in my hand and see that you can swing around the city and go everywhere. That's all I give a fuck about. That's
Give me Spider-Man 2 swinging.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
That's all I want. Everything else, I'll take it. I'll take it, and it'll be perfect. Whatever.
Yeah, because like a lot of people forget that there was an actual main, campaign in Spider-Man 2 that had plenty of QTEs and
You mean
weird
it wasn't a pizza delivery?
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy to remember because I basically beat the story as quick as possible and never went back at all. So
that's interesting. I wonder how many games do that, because that reminds me of Mario too.
But let's not forget about one of the PS4's biggest game, and that's David Cage's next wild ride, Detroit.
Dude, that's another one with some hardcore bullying going on.
There's just some heavy tones in these trailers.
But they're not going to be bullied as much as David Cage is going to be once it releases. Especially in the year where like both Nier and Blade Runner released.
Oh man.
There's a tweet going around. Y'all probably seen it too, where it's David Cage and the Nier guy.
Yeah.
Talking, and he's like, "My game is about can a robot learn to be human? My game's about can a human. But what? Can a human learn to be human? I don't understand the question.
I don't understand.
My favorite David Cage tweet from not so long ago was when someone said, "Hey, so whenever you feel down, remember that in the Quantic Dream offices, they have just a giant, like, a mural which is just written emotion in big letters."
Oh god. Is that real?
Don't forget.
It's real. It's just like they have big letters spelling out emotion in front of them.
Oh wow.
Just in case you have to remember, because more polygons means more emotion.
Wow. Well, was there anything else announced at the PlayStation Paris Games Week?
Probably some other indie games, but whatever.
Like episode like Ignis or Final Fantasy and stuff like that.
Right.
But overall, like the big things were like The Last of Us, the Shadow Colossus, and Ghost of Tsushima, which was the big thing for me, at least.
So PSX is coming up soon.
It is, and I have rumors.
Oh,
I have
spicy
rumors about PSX, pretty spicy, and maybe one of our listeners, if he actually listens, might be excited.
Nobody
is
listens.
For 6 smoking spicy rumors? Is that what you're trying to tell me here?
6 sadistic spicy rumors for PSX.
Crash Bandicoot
where have
Smash.
I haven't heard those before.
But yeah, the rumors of a new Devil May Cry still hover around for PSX.
Spyro is coming to Killer Instinct, boys.
So I'm taking these rumors from both Reset Era and GAF, which is basically...
Is GAF still around?
Yo, can we talk about what happened to NeoGAF?
No, let's not talk about GAF.
This
is not talking about GAF. Who cares?
Pretty much it's like, I've moved away. No, like, GAF's bullshit. But yeah, basically a new DMC might be announced just take these with massive grains of salt.
Okay.
The rumors might be like a new DMC with Dante, Virgil, and Nero making all a return for the new one.
And Bayonetta.
and other Dante.
New Dante.
It's Devil May Cry Generations. It's got Dante and Dante.
I would love that concept. That would generally make me like
you can
pretty
make your
happy.
own. You can make your own character.
Make your own Dante.
That would be so good though. And like, no matter what you make, it's going to be some really try hard, edgy thing because that's just Devil May Cry in a nutshell. So
everybody will love this.
There's only trench coats. You're just cycling through the options. You're like, is there anything that's not a trench coat? No.
I can't wait to make Dante.
Yeah.
Dante.
El Dente.
Another rumor that surfaced just now, and that's funny because it kind of echoed a tweet that I sent out earlier when I said, why hasn't been a new Soul Calibur announced yet? And just now read, possibly Soul Calibur 6 also announced at PSX. Yes, please, because I want to play my Borf Cervantes again.
Is that the dude who crawls around everywhere?
Oh, that's
Valdo.
Yeah.
Oh, Valdo. That dude's crazy.
Or David Cage, but you know.
PSX,
I'd love a new Soul Calibur.
I would love that. I think it's been a while. And
as long as they, make it
good.
More like 2 and 3 and less like 4 and 5.
Well, 5 is okay.
No.
Is
Nah,
make it like
okay.
Tekken 7.
No, 5 removed like half the characters that anyone gave a shit about and put them their second cousins in instead.
I honestly couldn't
I
name
don't
any
care.
one person besides what's her name, and I can't even remember her name. The
Who-
girl with the
who's,
white hair.
who's Taki's replacement again? What's her name? Like,
Naruto?
or the ninja?
Naruto.
Yeah, but apart from that, like, there's been like they replaced Taki with like some other ninja that looks
Yeah,
just
they
like her.
replaced Killick with someone. They replaced.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I know that it was more balanced for pro stuff, and usually that's what I care about. But for Soul Calibur, somehow I just don't.
I know that 5 mechanically did stuff better, but yeah, the roster was.
I don't
not
know.
the
For
same.
some reason, when I play Soul Calibur, that's like one of the fighting games where I'm absolutely uninterested in actually learning how to play. I just want to hit buttons and see swords and a tale of swords eternally retold, and I want to go around and unlock costumes. That's what I want from a Soul Calibur game. So.
But apart from these 2 rumors, yeah, PSX, I actually don't know at all what to expect for this year's PSX, since most of the big announcements have been out already.
But there'll probably be some Street Fighter V Season 3 stuff.
It's gonna be interesting.
I'm kind of worried though. They said that most of PSX stuff was moved to
that's the
Paris
thing.
Games
That's
Week.
what makes me think like, oh, okay.
Because Paris Games look okay, but it's not like incredible. It's
It was mainly updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one big new thing, which is Ghost of Tsushima. But yeah, it's like I hope you guys still have interesting stuff for PSX.
Yeah, dude, Battle All Stars 2.
Oh man, what about BlizzCon? Did anyone give a poop about BlizzCon?
Just know about the new character for Overwatch.
Well, so they announced Moira for Overwatch. She's a new healer support. She's part of Talon, so they're fleshing out the story a little bit there, where like they're giving them more characters, because one of the biggest weaknesses I think in the story was that Talon had like Widowmaker and Reaper, and I guess they're evil.
Well, Doomfist as well now.
Yeah, now Doomfist and now Moira, and now there's more story there. She's a healer and stuff, and that was cool. They announced her, and there was like no leak, no like anything about her, which is interesting, because for Doomfist and for Sombra, there was like this whole build up to we knew there was real.
I think they kind of learned that the hype is good and all, but at the same time, you lead people along for so long, and they're just going to get pissed eventually, no matter what you show them, because it's not going to be as good. So sometimes there's a benefit just being like, hey, boom.
Yeah,
here he is.
Here's your shadow dropped. Moira was cool. I played a little bit of her in the PTR, but it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard finding matches where I could be her without 5 other Moiras on the team. So,
I actually care. The only thing I care about Moira is that she literally has just a straight up David Bowie skin.
Yeah, her legendary skin is David Bowie. Nice. It's pretty cool. She's Irish, so
of course she's called Moira.
Yeah,
like
Moira.
In video games, when you have an Irish protagonist, female protagonist, she's either called Moira or Shannon or something like that.
Shannon.
Yeah, I had a physics teacher named Shannon, but it was a dude, so that was cool. Anyway,
other than that, they announced some stuff for World of Warcraft. They're bringing back the vanilla servers.
Does anyone here ever played World of Warcraft?
I played it.
No.
I played it, but it was after 2 expansions already, and then I stopped after like 2 months.
Because there's some people at the office where I work who are still playing WoW, and they're always talking about it, and they're real keyed up for these vanilla servers and all of that stuff. So I guess it's a move that's going to please their hardcore fans who have been loyal to them. But I just kind of wonder how many. Is it going to bring anyone back in who seriously
Well, I mean,
there's
like these massive private servers that got shut down that were classic, and I think that's part of the reason why they're doing it, because it's apparently quite the audience for old school vanilla.
Yeah, I kind of, as someone who hasn't ever played it, I'm just waiting for the inevitable fallout when people are like, actually, vanilla Warcraft was kind of shit. Here's why. So I can just be smug because I never played it at all.
I know what I want to see at PSX. And that's whatever FromSoft has been working on.
All right, Bloodborne 2. Get ready.
Please no. Please no. I'll get so upset.
Dark Souls 4.
Yeah, well,
Middle Wolf
didn't
Chaos
Namco
2.
say they've got some exclusive titles coming for the Switch or something? So
some people have been saying it's the
PSX,
Dark Souls 1 remaster, which
Demon's
I would
Souls?
actually be I would be up for either like a Demon Souls remaster or like Dark Souls 1 remaster on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are the chances that we get Vita 2?
Oh.
Negative.
Yeah, I can't count backwards on my fingers.
I mean, think
I would
about
love it. But...
Like the state of portables, the state of portables are such that not even Nintendo thinks they can make a dedicated portable.
Mm-hmm.
Like that should tell you how.
That's true, but
It's true.
How dead it is.
I play things at home anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Even if I have a portable, I won't really take it outside.
Yeah, I use my Vita a lot. I will still use my Vita more slightly than my Switch, but
I play my Switch portable, but not out.
Same.
So
I take it with me because I
don't know. The Switch for some reason doesn't. It's too heavy for me. It's a strain on my arms. If I'm trying to lay up in bed and play it, I don't know.
Lift some weights, eat some oats.
Lift your Joy-Cons. No, but I've been thinking is that like what I would want if the Vita 2 was announced, and like I would be happy, but it would need to be like a really good system to like be worth it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, first of all, make it backwards compatible. Stop with the like proprietary memory cards.
Oof.
And
it's just not
like
gonna happen.
yeah, like
I just don't think that they're not going to try to.
But it's not gonna happen. Like it's like they're moving forward with more like home consoles at this point, which sad. Like as much as I love the Vita, it's pretty much done. Especially now, like even if it was successful or not, it's been 6 years, so I don't expect anything left for the Vita at this point. Although Valhalla just got announced, so hey.
Ooh. Well, that's PSX. Let's see what actually gets announced, and we'll record after.
Yep.
Is there anything else we want to talk about before we wrap up here, guys?
What's your favorite favorite kind of cheese to eat?
I don't know. Cheddar, American.
Ooh, that's cool.
We have no emails. It might be because we're like monthly now, and I don't know. We still got some listens though, so I don't know. If you're out there listening, send us anything you want to talk about. Email to comfycast@gmail.com.
Please send us anything we actually locked up in a room and we had contact with it.
I mean, they let us play video games, so that's cool. But you know, I haven't seen my wife in years.
Yeah, they just like set up like every time there's a conference, we just have this one TV screen.
They forced our eyes open, Clockwork Orange style.
It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but with game conference.
Basically. We should just do that, guys. We should just do Mystery Science Theater on Twitch for games.
They do that already.
Who?
A bunch of people during streams.
Like
it's a restream or something. I don't know what the term is called, but it's a thing.
We should all get on Twitch and stream ourselves playing PUBG. I think that'd be a really fun thing to do.
I was thinking about taking this podcast and doing video and audio, so we could like Skype. We could use Discord now, right? Video. Did they update that? They did, right? Video call.
I think so. Yeah.
So we could do that. I don't know. There's things coming, hopefully, for this podcast. Maybe we need to change the name.
Maybe you need to.
But then I'd have to shower and comb my hair, you know.
No. Do it. Just put it on YouTube, but do one of those things where we just have like a single splash panel of like little cartoon drawings of ourselves with, 50 pounds lighter than we are in real life. That one of those things.
Sure, why not?
Very would just be that
I'm looking
like
at
a
you,
picture
Aaron
of that
Hansen,
smug
fat
cat.
fuck.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk. Let's brainstorm about what we can do with this podcast, guys. But if you're listening, thank you so much. Send us emails, like I said. Reach out to us on Twitter, and I guess that's gonna wrap up this episode, guys. We tried our best to talk about things we liked, things we hated. I hope you enjoyed it.
Join us next time for Bubsy-cast.
Oh, let's never talk about Bubsy.
Yeah,
wait,
I mean, there's
Bubsy is failed attempt to get Garfield on Sega, and Heathcliff is bootleg Garfield. That's all there is to say.
That's it. That explains everything you need to know. Thanks for listening to CatCast.
Anyways, yeah, thanks for listening, guys. And this was episode 29. If we make it to 30 by the end of the year, we've done our jobs.
When is PSX again?
I have no idea.
You're a Sony expert.
It's a
sorry.
We got Hoot, Sony expert. Poon, Nintendo expert.
Quick,
Varia,
Google.
anime expert. And me. I'm just here, sick. All right, thanks for listening, guys. Well, stay comfy, everybody.
Stay comfy.
Bye.
I will play more video games.